take my clothes out of the dryer, have fun walking home in your underwear. This happened about 15 years ago in Jackson, Mississippi. My then girlfriend and I were living in an apartment complex on the outskirts of Jackson. We didn't have a washer or dryer in the apartment yet, so we had to use the community coin-operated units attached to the leasing office and pool. One night, after I had returned home from work, I wanted to get some laundry done so I could just relax the next day. So I took my laundry basket across the parking lot, ran them through the waste cycle, then came back for my unit to put them in the dryer. When I got back to my unit again, I realized a stray wet sock had stuck to the side of the basket, so I had to run back over to throw it in. When I got to the dryer, which was the only one in use at that point, I found my cloths had been removed from the dryer, tossed into the dryer below it, and a few shirts, jeans, and socks in its place. They smelled like chlorine, so I had a pretty good idea what happened here. To confirm, I snuck around the back and spied 3 late teens/early 20s swimming in their underwear. It was mid-August, so I figured they had jumped in with their sweaty cloths on, then found a paid for dryer running and decided to save the $1 and screw me over instead. I was pretty mad about what I found, so I switched the cloths back and was about to put their wet cloths in the lower dryer again before I had a better idea. I took their cloths, walked over to the large garbage can, and tossed their cloths under the garage bag between the liner and the inside of the garbage can. Then, I waited the last 25 minutes and took my cloths back as quickly as I could. I guess I wasn't quick enough, because I heard some panicked voices calling after me when I was almost back inside my apartment.
Hey,
Excuse me.
wait.
I locked the door behind me, but a few seconds after, there was loud knocking on my door. I opened the door, and before me stood a dripping wet young woman and 2 equally wet young men. They immediately accused me of stealing their cloths. I simply said, well, no, these are mine. I had the only dryer in use at the time, the top one to the far left. I knew they wouldn't come out and say they stole my dryer, so I just kept staring at them, then asked if there was anything else they needed. They tried to say I must have been mistaken and taken their cloths also, so I pulled my laundry basket out and shifted some cloths around and said nope. They're all mine. They were forced to give it up and walk back to wherever they came from in their underwear. The worst part is that it had been a hot and rainy summer up to that point, so the mosquitoes were out in full force. I'm sure that was an itchy walk home.